Hi, it's Dee Sanchez from Scrappy Gamer DDS, and so what I'm going to do right now is to make some Halloween cards. And if you saw my other video where I made the treat containers for our little night on the town with our little girls, I had some scraps, some of the glittery paper from Recollections, and some of the My Mind's Eye paper that was cut off from those wraps that I made. So check out that video if you want to see that. So what I'm going to do now is I had the extra blinks, I have that out, and I grabbed a couple of punches. I got a star maybe to add some to that. I started popping them out of the glitter paper because I want to use up as much of this edging as I can. I'm going to cut out this in a few. I also just grabbed some basic cardstock. So I have some craft and some black because I have an idea for Halloween. I always have tons of Halloween stuff. So I have these Recollection skulls. They are called sugar skulls, and they were on sale, and I can't pass up a sale when I'm in Michael's, and especially Halloween. I have tons of Halloween stuff. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use the black, but then it also came with some black heads as well. And if you notice, you can kind of see them, but it's not as, it doesn't pop as much, and there's even a glittery one that it comes with. So I figured that I would pull out some cardstock that was craft in order to make that, emphasize that. So I'm going to try to put together these craft cards with the use of these heads. There's one in silver as well, which would look good on the black. Some bling, and some of these scraps to coordinate and come up with a card design. So I hope you enjoy it, and again, it's probably going to be time-lapse because I'm doing this on the cuff. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do, but I may be shifting stuff around, so it's a thought and process. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll check in with you at the end with some photos of what was finished. Thanks so much. Okay, so this is me just deciding to cut off this extra glitter paper and not waste any, because glitter paper can tend to be a little more expensive than the normal designer series paper and whatnot. Even if it's a Recollections brand, it's still more expensive. So I just pretty much cut off those ovals from the first project, scalloped circles actually, and just kept punching as many stars as possible so that I had used up that glitter paper to its maximum. This is the remnant, and so what I wind up doing is cutting it in half, thinking that that would be a good size to kind of float my card on. So I'm cutting all of the 8.5 by 11 into tall, long strips. So it's 4.25 by 11, and then I'll score it at 5.5 and make a top fold card that's narrow in height. I also need to mat the skulls, and so I measure the skulls out, and they're just a quarter of an inch shy. So I'm at 4 inches and 4.5 inches, I believe it is, and 3.5. I'm not exactly sure. If you really want to know, leave me a comment and I'll give you the measurements. But we like to eyeball things. I wanted to make sure the head fit in there with enough space around it, but not too much space. So here I'm playing with how I'm going to layer up these pieces of cardstock, because I'm using them from the scraps of the other project from Halloween. I made containers for candy for the kids that we hang out with on our Halloween adventure that we have yearly. So right now I'm just folding and scoring. I didn't score actually. I'm bone folding it and just making sure that it's nice and attached. So this is pretty much the design. I decided that I'm going to put it off center and have a little bit of the color peeking through. So I go back and I even cut those little strips even more into halves. And then I make sure that I have 12. Because I have 12 skulls, I'm only going to use as much paper as I need to, because I like to conserve wherever I can. And my daughter loves to play with the scraps, so I can always give her the scraps when she asks me for some paper. So here I'm using some Tombow Aqua liquid glue. I think it's something. It's not the multi-purpose. It's the aqua, and it holds just as great. And and it was a little bit cheaper, to be honest. So I'm just attaching all of the skulls in several different places to the corresponding mat. So all the silvers and the whites and the it's like an off-white, they will get attached to the black. And then I knew that the black would show, but it wouldn't be as much as an emphasis if I put black on black. So I cut some craft, so I have like those two colors going. So color scheme is intact, I just have to alternate. And the black ones will go on the craft so that it would really, really make sure that it popped out. I love these skulls. I actually do have another package, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to have to come up with something a little more interesting. Well, no, this is nice too. It winds up being very nice, but come up with something else that's interesting. And so here we go with the blacks. So that means the fronts are almost done. And I'm just speeding this up, and I appreciate you watching. I know that when I watch the videos, I like to hear the people talk and talk about their process. And right now, I haven't really done much but cut paper. And so as I'm thinking about how I'm going to put it together, I say to myself that I needed something, a little something. And I talk about that. I needed to add those little spider webs. So I just put a piece of block paper behind it. I took out Memento Luxe Tuxedo Black ink so that it would be nice and dark. Um, but it's a recollection stamps, and they're a little more squishy than Stampin' Up stamps. Stampin' Up's photopolymer stamps, which are the clear ones, they have more. They're they're firmer, and they do a much better job. But I have these, so I use them, and so I'm just adding that little bit of touch on the corners, and now I'm gonna just start to attach everything. So I'm off centering it, just leaving like a quarter of a hair of an quarter, 1/8, I think it is. I don't even know. I'm so bad today with the math. And then I'm just putting this paper in flush to the edge so that I have the hint of the Halloween on there. I kind of thought of leaving the top open so that I could do another kind of tag that said Happy Halloween or Boo or something like that. But at this point, once I started putting the design down, I was kind of happy with it. I was like, I didn't want to add too much to the front. So I go through all of this, and I stamp everything, attach everything, and then I look at it all and say that I kind of need a little more bling. So those stars that I punched in the beginning, I didn't know if I was going to actually use them, but you're going to see me pull them out and decide to attach them to each and every card. And so this I think is the last one. Yes, and there we go. Where to put them. So I start playing, and then I decide to do a cluster in the corner, and you know, we like to do things in threes. So just a cluster of the three stars, not necessarily pointing in the same direction. And then I like to do assembly line style. I don't know about you guys, but I knew that I was going to be attaching, what, 3 times 11, so 33 stars. I decided to add the pop dot stickies to them all before I started, so that way that all got done. That tedious task got done, and then I can just stick, 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 stick. I don't know. To me, in my mind, it was much quicker. Thank God for time lapse, right? But so here I am, just putting them on all 12 cards, and you're gonna see that once I'm done, I'm gonna show you a little bit more of the card, a little. Okay, so time lapse is over, but thank you for being patient. These are the cards, and I did coordinate the paper from the other project, and then I had these nice die cuts from Recollections, and I just did this simple little offset square, rectangle actually. Then I say, you know what, I'm a stamper. When it comes to cards, you want to have that stamping element, a little bit something that's more like, it feels more handmade. So I busted out the little spider web that came in another set from Recollections. I used the bling and a star punch that I had. So now we have these cards, beautiful fronts. You can hopefully tell that it's Halloween, and there's nothing on the inside. And again, being that it's, you know, I'm a stamper, I'm like, I really do need to do something to dress up the inside. So Here are the black ones, and I use each of the different colors, same layout, same design. So I have 4 of those, and these are the whites. And I wasn't really paying attention to where the papers were going, so I don't know if I doubled up. So this is a light silvery gray, which matches this one, I think. Yeah, so at least they're different. And then I have a silver, which again, great, they wound up being different, awesome. And then I had the white, again, wow, I lucked out, they are different, meaning this little piece right here on the side. And then the last one happened to be exactly the same, but you know what, it's still awesome. So mathematically I could have taken care of that, but I wasn't paying too much attention. They're handmade, they're going to be different, they're going to be imperfections. I mean, some of the stamps came out a little bit blurry, but it's a web and that's the gist of it. So again, inside here I have nothing, it's blank, but it is a dark base. It's not that dark, I can write on it. But what I'm going to do next, and I'm going to again go through speed, is to take some basic white cardstock. I'm going to cut it into inserts that fit right into the card, and I'm going to take the stamp set from the My Paper Pumpkin that says Happy Halloween, and probably attach the little bat and attach the skull and crossbones on here, and I'm going to stamp it in the center of the cardstock, and then I'll have a nice little insert on the inside. So that's what I'm going to do next, and I'm going to speed it up as I do the whole process, and then I'll come back with a few final thoughts and some stills. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I need to do the inserts. And so I'm going to recap one more time because I know I was all over the place and I apologize. You know, we take our standard 8.5 by 11, cut it down the middle the long way. So I had 4.25 by 11 and then wound up folding it in half to make the top fold card. The insert is going to be 4 by 5.25, so that way you have that 1/4 inch extra that I can center this into the middle. And so I'm stamping here, and I stamped in the middle, but then you notice that everything else is stamped in the bottom. I didn't like the middle so much, so I decided to just keep it low so that I could write whatever I wanted to write in the inside. And then that one that I stamped in the center, that's the one I'm doing on the side over there. I wound up flipping it over, using the other side, so as to not waste paper, because I cut 12 exactly. So I'm just going through this process really, really quick. They don't all come out perfect, but again, it's handmade, and so that's going to be part of the charm. And so as I see that it gets super nasty, what a technical term, I decide to clean it off. And so I'm putting everything away, and now I'm taking out my glue glider. If anybody was interested, it's a Glue Glider Pro, and I decided to use that today instead of my ATG. I'm attaching the centers on everything, and then I'm going to give you some information. Let's just see all the final product one more time, and some stills at the end. So let's go to that. Alright then, so here are my cards. I was able to get 12 cards because there were 12, well that was my goal. There were 12 in the package. So same basic design, and the final product will have the insert that says Happy Halloween in the insert. So again, quick little overview of each card and the design. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and you take some inspiration from it, using old products, new products, ready-made die cuts and everything, to make something fun for the season. So this is again Dee Dee Sanchez from Scrappy Gamer DDS, and like I always say, crafting is not a spectator sport. We definitely need to get our hands dirty and have some fun. So thanks for watching, and please leave me any comments or like the video if you found this fun, and I'll be getting back to you soon. Thanks.